Hello and welcome to Paranormal or What podcast with me, your host, Michaela Ford. How are you doing, paranormal peeps? Nice to see you again after this little break that we've had. Today we've got a group that we've had on before. You might remember from about a year and a half ago, Northern Frightz. So welcome everybody. We've got Chris, Tom, and Rachel. Hi everyone.
Hey everyone.
Hi. Hello, everyone.
So I'm so glad that you've been able to come back on, and we're just going to have a little recap to see what sort of things. I know we've all had a bit of a break in the last year, so I know we might not have done as much as we'd hoped, but let's just talk about the things that you have done. Have you been on any investigations since we last spoke? I'll put that out to Chris first.
As a team all together, no. What we have done though, we've all done our own investigations. Actually, I've been on one of Rachel's events as well. We did Penryn Hall, which is a place in North Wales. It's now a pub, but it's built onto the side of what was like a monastery or something, wasn't it, Rach?
Something like
So
that.
there's history there. It goes back a long way. Lots of stories and activity going on there. So that was a good place. And actually, on my own with my girlfriend, we went to Chester Castle in December, which is really interesting because the English Heritage just released a video of an image they caught, sorry, not a video, a photo, in their courtyard on a security camera. They caught what looks like potentially a monk or someone in a cloak walking through the courtyard. So it was
Oh
really
wow.
interesting to see where they caught that and try and debunk
Yeah.
it. And actually, I couldn't.
Ah,
Yeah, so that
oh,
was good.
we always like a monk, don't we? Well, that sounds fun. What um, what have you been up to, Tom? Have you been on any investigations? Oh, I haven't got any sound on at the moment. Oh, we'll just wait for a minute while Tom gets his sound back on. Rachel, how about you?
Well, I've been doing lots of hosting with Haunted Houses events. So I've been to quite a few places with them, like Penlan Hall, and I've been to Penryn Hall as well. So quite a few places, Smith Hills Hall, things like that. So yeah, so we just had some good activity with, especially with Penlan Hall for the last few months. It's been off the scale. So I've actually booked it for one of my events. So that'll be, oh God, when is that? 7th of March. So I'm really looking forward to it. A lot of people are looking forward to it because they want things to happen that we have explained have happened. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to doing more further events.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm
Can you tell us about any of the things that have happened?
at
Or
Penlan.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you some stuff now. Well, before I got with the team again, I was a guest. So we were in the dining area. Have you been to Penlan Hall before?
No.
No. Right, so there's a room with a big, massive dining table, and it kind of fits the whole room. It's very heavy, it's very old and bulky. And I was calling out to a spirit, and it was quite a not I wouldn't say aggressive, but kind of frustrated spirit because we had lots of banging going on the table. So it was like it was coming from under the table, but kind of shaking the table and lifting the table. And it was kind of rocking the table as well. Now, this table is very heavy, no one can lift it. So we all kind of got away from the table because my friend thought there could be people messing about, sort of thing. And so we all moved away from the table. We had our hands up, so no one was touching the table. And it was banging and it was shaking, it was rocking. The floors were rattling, and there's lots of like glasses, like wine glasses. They were shuddering as well. Yeah, it was absolutely mayhem. Yeah. And then another time we had footsteps running above us while we were in the cellar, like children running.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and someone was on the SS method at the time talking to a child spirit saying it was her. And she said her name was Hannah. So that was quite interesting.
Oh
Yeah, lots
yeah.
of knocks, children's voices. Yeah, lots of amazing things have happened there. So it was a really good popular venue to go to
Wow, that sounds good. And whereabouts is that?
in North Wales, in Wrexham.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
just
must
right
say that
up the
I've
road
never, oh, is it? I've never
from
been
me.
over to Wales to do an investigation. I've visited there on holiday and things, but not
Oh,
in
have you?
any, yeah, no.
Oh,
I think because I'm down south, the sort of furthest west I've been on an investigation is Chester.
right. Okay. Yes. Well, you're missing out. You need to come to Wales.
I do, I do. I've heard a lot about it. I've had loads of really good stuff. So Tom, have we got you back?
You got me back. Can you hear me now?
Yay!
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I've not really been on any investigations sort of in the past sort of year or so. I started a new job in June. Um, I've just been cracking on with that really. But this week just gone, I was in Lancaster for my wife's birthday, so we thought we'd just have a little walk around there. We've done in the past with Chris and Rachel where we look at haunted pubs around Manchester. So I was looking at haunted pubs in Lancaster, managed to find two. Um, didn't go in them, just managed to sort of find them, I guess, for a later date. But then also sort of was interested. Obviously, that's where the Pendle witches would have been had the trials and executed. So we walked from our hotel to where the old gallows site was. So that was pretty sort of interesting to walk up to. But a shame now it's the actual gallows site where they would have been hanged. There's a grammar school built on top of it now.
Ooh, I wouldn't fancy going there.
Oh yeah, I was saying to Chris when I was there that I couldn't imagine having a school on top of all that sort of history. I guess.
Yeah, it would be really interesting to know whether they've had any activity there or strange
Yeah,
goings on.
yeah. I think I said that as well, didn't I, Chris? Yeah,
Wow,
really cool.
that'd be amazing. And this actually brings me on to the last time we all chatted together on the podcast, you were about to go to Pendle Hill. Now, I don't know if you all went or just some of you. Can anybody tell me what that was like? Who shall I ask? Put your hand up.
I
Uh,
don't
Chris?
It, we had a great time. I can't say we got a lot of activity. We stayed at Pedal Inn, and I think it's only about 100 years old. They did tell us stories about things being thrown off the bar and things like that. And we conducted an investigation there, but I've got to say, we didn't really get into the we guys?
No, we didn't.
Nothing
No.
concrete, and we didn't even put out an episode to be honest because we got so little there. But what I can say is we really saw the sights and got into the vibe of the area. Kind of became honorary witches for the weekend. I really enjoyed seeing all the different places. Like you can visit the graveyard where Alice Nutter is buried, one of the witches, or one of the witches' relatives, I should say. There's a witch shop there. We tried out some rituals, didn't we, Rach? Got some black candles and did some
Yeah.
affirmations and things like that, and we had a great time.
It was good fun, wasn't it? It was good. We
But
had we had a walk around the forest, didn't we? And took some nice photos and yeah, it was really nice.
I
It was a
know.
nice little hotel, to be fair.
Had a
yeah,
few shots, didn't we?
We did.
we did. But I think sometimes as well going to these places, it's more interesting to visit them and to read about the anecdotes, the stories that have gone on there, and just being in the same place. Because you know what it's like. You can go to these allegedly really haunted buildings, and 9 times out of 10, not what happens. So sometimes just hearing the stories and being there just to soak up the vibes is just as enjoyable. Like we had a great time making the most of it, didn't we?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I don't know if any of you have ever been down to a place called Boscastle in Cornwall.
No.
No,
Um, it's another a site that's really connected to witches, and they've got it's called the Witch Museum, and it's right. it's right down. It's not far from Falmouth, and they've got this museum that's sort of made out of an old, kind of almost like an old stone barn, and it's right down by the water. And it's just the most fascinating place. The artifacts that they've got in there, and you have to queue for about 45 minutes to get in because
Wow.
it's so popular. And all of the shops in Boscastle, as you can imagine, are all kind of witch related, crystal shops, head shops, all those sorts of things. And then there's a pub. I can't remember what the pub's called. It's called something like, I don't know, the devil's something. And it's all to do with witches, and it's fascinating. It's great if you ever go down there to Cornwall. It's a really good day out. In fact, I bought some dowsing rods from the museum, but I haven't tried them out yet. But I would definitely recommend it. It really reminds me of Pendle, actually. Um, and the other place that you'd mentioned that you were going to go, and I know that I'm going to say this wrong, but I'm going to have a go. Panicidal Hall? Is that right?
Well, Rach, you pronounce it.
In Welsh Pool?
Oh,
Yeah.
Idol Hall.
I was
That
it.
one.
Well, I'm taking this from what Chris said on there. I kept rewinding it on the podcast, and it sounded like Panicidal Hall.
Yes.
So I'm blaming Chris. How was it?
That was a really good venue. That again, I don't know if we got too much. I can't remember the episode I edited. To be fair,
It was a bit quiet, wasn't it? But we caught
Yeah.
a couple of things on camera that we didn't hear. I think there was a little girl, a girl's voice or something in the kitchen we caught, was it? Yeah, just little things that were caught on camera. And somebody
Thinking that
switched the lights off. Somebody switched the light off, but there was nobody there. But we saw a hand turn the light off. But then we don't know if it was one of the builders that did it or anything. But I swear we were on our own because we were a bit baffled by whose hands that turned the lights off. Because what they were meant to do when we're in an area, they're somewhere else. They're not supposed to be near where we are. So whoever did that, we can't kind of prove if it was paranormal or not. And I think Chris probably asked them as well. I think they didn't really understand. Well, I don't think they said if it was them or not. Did they, Chris? Did you ask?
No, they never replied.
No, didn't they?
Catherine, we know Catherine, don't we? Because you would have met her at the Festival of the Unexplained, Michaela, Catherine,
Yeah.
From Wednesday Paranormal. I should have asked her there, actually. Yeah, I sent her. But yeah, what happened? It was a finger on a switch, wasn't it? A light switch or something.
Yeah, and a hand just came and turned it off.
Yeah.
But surely they shouldn't have turned it off if they knew you were in there.
Well, that's why we were baffled because we were like, what's going on here? So, yeah, because they weren't supposed to be where we were. Because if we're upstairs, they were meant to be downstairs. And I think when we went downstairs, they were in the kitchen at that time. So then they were cooking food. And then by the time we got back downstairs, they were going upstairs. So who switched the light off? They weren't supposed to be there. So, but yeah.
That sounds exciting.
Let's see if I've got the video, Rach, and then I can play
We
it.
have got the video. Yeah, we've got it somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can have a look then. So, Rachel, your project that you're doing is events, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, has it got a name?
Oh yeah, Rachel's Raven Paranormal Events UK. It's very long, but I I quite liked it. So yeah, so for short, Rachel's Raven Paranormal, and yeah, so I just kind of hire different venues and get people to book on really for a paranormal event, and I host it. And yeah, I've got some good venues lined up. I've got some new venues lined up. That's South Wales. So I've got a museum in Carmarthen, and it's a chapel. So it's got a graveyard, an old cellar, and basically the chapel where you sit and you can investigate there. And they've got like an haunted artifacts museum there as well, in one of the rooms. So that's quite interesting. So I thought people might be interested in that. And then there's a manor house in Pembrokeshire called Sculton Manor. That's like a museum. So it's got like Victorian items, like dresses, prams. So basically, it's like an old Victorian house.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm hoping people will be interested in booking onto that.
Well, that sounds really exciting. Do you know what? I haven't been on an event for so long. I was, I did go on a few last year, but some of the bigger ones put me off because there are so many people on them, and then
Yeah.
you can't kind of find anywhere to go where there isn't anybody. So I do tend to I like the smaller ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's it. Like, I like to split people into groups, so you don't have to be in huge groups then, do you? You like to keep it small. But yeah, I mean, you should come to one of my events.
Sure.
I should. I should. I need
Yeah.
to. I've been without a car for a while, but I'm actually picking one up on Wednesday this week. So I'll be mobile again. I'll be able to go to places.
Yay!
Found that video if you're interested. Do you want me to share my screen and I'll show you what we're talking about?
Oh, yeah, that'd be amazing.
Okay. The host disabled sharing.
Oh, I haven't done that on purpose. What do I need to do?
Oh, I think as you're the host, you've got more settings. So if you go to more and settings,
Right, I'll go to
look
more,
on
yeah.
there. Let's see if you've got participant screen sharing.
We've got pause, stop recording, captions, docs, notes, whiteboard, apps, reset to default. That's what I've. Oh, hang on. Host tools. What about this? So, what am I looking for? Share docs.
Screen, yeah, share screen.
Share screen. Here we go. Right, try now.
Okay. Yeah. Look it, okay. I'll tell you what I'll do. Get over here. Yeah, that one. Screen two, share.
It's
Okay.
as much. Oh, look at this.
Do you
Yeah,
see?
something's happening.
Oh, wow.
Play.
Oh, there's Kath.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's just happened. Well, you probably won't have noticed, but now I've slowed it down.
Oh, my goodness.
There's no light switch where that hand is. That's
Oh
not where the
my-
light switch is.
No, and that's like a dark, like shadow hand.
I'll play it again. I'll play it again for you.
Because we weren't sure whether it was the builders, but they wouldn't have been there, you see.
They weren't in that area.
That's
at
a
the time.
doorway,
Yeah.
isn't it?
But
I
there's
want-
light in that room.
I wanted Catherine to go and double check that no one came and played silly beggars or something. But yeah,
Wow, that looks like someone with a
I'll say
black
for sure,
glove
so
on almost.
we didn't even put it out.
Yeah, there's
It's a
definitely
very
no
odd
one there
one.
wearing black
Very odd
gloves.
one. No. Now, I can't say for
Look at
sure.
that.
That's why we didn't make a big thing of it. But it's
And the
interesting.
hands just, yeah,
They're
coming
very
round.
dark
and-
hands. You can see
Ooh.
dark hands before the light goes off, but none of them are wearing gloves. So
Yeah, because it's almost like it waved first
Yeah.
and then kind of
Hi, switch the light
dramatically
off.
flicked the light off.
Yeah.
Theatrical light switch. That's amazing. Wow.
Well, it's certainly interesting. We can't say it's definitely something, but it was interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love
But
it.
It's quite an interesting place as well because they have a cellar, massive cellar you can go and investigate.
Yeah.
And we really got some frights down there, didn't we? But
Oh, we did, yeah. From our friends.
Oh, there were bats down there.
Full of
Ducking and
bats.
diving. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All fun.
How do you feel about bats, Tom?
I like them, to be fair, but when they're like this close to your face and darting back, yeah.
I don't think any of us were afraid, really. It's just when they fly in your face, it was a good gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can hear the bat wings kind of go
Yeah, the
bzzz.
wings.
Yeah, and you can feel it's weird.
Oh no. And you'd be thinking,
Yeah.
don't go in my mouth, don't go in my mouth. Or get stuck in your hair.
Especially my hair, the length it's in. Gosh,
I know.
I've
that'd
been
be
netting
crazy.
them all up.
The woman who had to have a back cut out of her hair. Oh, right. I'm going to ask some kind of, I don't know whether you'd call them existential questions or not, because I realized that last time one of the things I didn't really ask you about was your opinions on certain things in the paranormal. So, first of all, I'm just going to go through and ask, first of all, what what do you think? And obviously we don't know this, so it's all just conjecture, but I'm sure you have some sort of opinion. What do you think happens when someone dies? There we go. And let's go to Tom first.
Well, we know from sort of like research that the brain releases all these chemicals and stuff when you die. Whether, and I've been thinking whether, you release these chemicals if you die, obviously peacefully, and versus non-peacefully, so either maybe like violent or whatever, or tragically. So it's hard to think. So if you were to say maybe go peacefully, that's maybe crossing over to the other side as we describe it, or as it is usually described. Whether there is the other side, we're unsure. But then maybe if there's more of the sort of tragic or violent death, maybe that's that stops them chemicals being released in the brain, and that's what we get from sort of hauntings, I guess. They've not had that chance to maybe cross over. But yeah, it's hard to know, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, until
What
we
do
all
you,
do it.
so do you think, I'm not even sure, to be honest, that we'll know then. I'm not even sure that
Mm,
the answers are going to come then, because to be
yeah,
honest, when you talk to, if we have talked to spirits through our work investigating,
yeah,
they're not very forthcoming, are they?
no,
And they avoid the question all the time. Anytime you try and ask them something meaningful, they don't reply. So whether that's a sign that maybe they're not as intelligent as we think they are, or maybe they're not allowed to say anything, I don't know. What do you think, Rachel?
I've asked the question before, and like when you hear the spirit box respond, and I've heard a couple of times heaven. Now, I don't know if there's heaven. I mean, I hope there is, but then it makes you think, why are they stuck here? How are they stuck here? Um, I mean, I believe that energy cannot be destroyed, and that is scientific proof. So we are energy, aren't we not? So when we go, our energy is still here, and we can either be interactive or we could be residual, or well, basically all energy is still here, aren't we? So it's just strange when you hear some spirits will say heaven, some spirits will say there's no heaven. Is that because they, like Tom said, they can't move on? It's a very hard question, to be fair, isn't it? I mean,
It is.
because you do get, I have heard some response of spirits saying there's a heaven, there's no heaven, they're stuck, they're trapped, all different answers. So we can't really pinpoint why we're stuck and where we go. I mean, it'd be lovely to have a message to say heaven exists, there is a God and all that, but we're not going to have that answer, are we? But yeah, you are right. They can be quite I don't know how to put it. I think they like to keep the mystery for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'll find
Yeah.
out when you're gone. Oh,
Or maybe
you know,
not. Yeah, I know. What do you think,
exactly.
Chris?
Yeah.
I mean,
So it's just your opinion. I'm not asking you what happens when somebody dies, but what do you think?
of course, we all think of the traditional model of the soul leaving the body, and perhaps there's a period of almost purgatory where you're in between worlds or something. But I mean, I'm very open-minded to all sorts of things. And something I've been reading up on recently is the non-local consciousness theory. That we're all in these vessels and kind of wirelessly linked back to one consciousness. And a book I've been reading recently describes a model where that exists, and actually your brain is tuned to Chris frequency or Michaela frequency, and you just receive that information you need. So although you're here for all intents and purposes, you actually are conscious on another level. You're conscious in like the central server, if you like, of consciousnesses. And what this book describes is there's actually research to show a hormone or chemical in the brain. It's called GABA. And GABA actually is thought to regulate what you are receiving so that you're not overwhelmed. And actually, when the body is close to death in those final moments, like Tom said, you suddenly don't have as much GABA, and it's like you're suddenly receiving everything. That's just another theory I've been reading on, and it's very interesting, isn't it? I don't profess to understand all the science behind it, but it's fascinating to read.
Yeah, well, maybe it is like, if that is true, maybe mediums and psychics have more or less of this stuff, which allows them to receive more information.
It's
That would
exactly
be
what it
interesting,
talks
wouldn't it?
about. And it
Yeah.
talks about sometimes how some sudden savant syndrome, where you have a heavy blow to the head and suddenly you can play the piano. Things like that you can't explain with the standard model that we all understand. But perhaps if something like that were true, you've suddenly downloaded the bit where you can play the piano kind of thing. Or foreign languages. People suddenly learn foreign languages, don't they? Things like that.
Yeah,
It's a thing to think about.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
it is. It's
Go back to
fascinating.
their past life or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got this book years ago. I don't that I'm sorry to anybody who's listening who's heard me ramble on about this before, but I still just find it so amazing. So I got this book when I was a kid. I used to go to my local library. I read all my mum's books on her shelf. And they were all kind of romantic or kind of police kind of crime books. So I got fed up and I went and found the horror section at the local library and read my way through those. And then I found this one book, and it was called The Search for Bridie Murphy. And it was about past life regression. And Bridie Murphy. So this woman, I can't quite remember now. I need to read it again. I've got two copies. I found them since on World of Books or something. And this woman in America did past life regression hypnotherapy. And one of the lives that was very, very strong that came through was that she was a servant girl from Ireland called Bridie Murphy. And it became extremely detailed, and most of the book is about this Bridie Murphy's life. And the thing that, because I'd never read anything like this when I was a teenager, and the thing was that she then went over to Ireland and began to corroborate all these facts about this girl called Bridie Murphy. And I just find it absolutely fascinating that, like you're talking about somebody could bang their head and then suddenly know fluent Russian, which may have come from a past life, maybe. I just find all that sort of concept absolutely fascinating, especially when you read things where there supposedly is a lot of proof to back it up. It's amazing, isn't it?
Great to find evidence, say that their experience was real.
Yeah, I'd love to have it done at some point. I really would. Apparently, there are only certain people who can properly regress you back to your past life. But I'd love to do it and find out who was I before? Where was I? What did I do? So,
It's quite
sorry.
interesting. Sorry. It's quite interesting as well when people pass away for at least like a few minutes and they come back and they describe what they saw, and they always describe a light down a tunnel, and then like they'll see their families waiting for them. Well, how like what do you think about that?
Well, I think that, I mean, scientists and doctors love to sort of explain that away, don't they? They say that, like Tom was saying, when your brain starts to die, certain chemical like explosions, as it were, happen in your brain. And but maybe it does marry up. Maybe the chemical scientific process marries up with the spiritual process, and
Mm.
that um, they can go and meet these people and get sent back. I mean, this actually follows on to a question that I was going to ask you all next, um, which is whether you think that regular people can pass spirits over to the next world, because I know there's a lot of controversy about it. Some people think it's an absolute load of rubbish, and some people really believe in it. But I have to say that I do believe in that. And also, there has been evidence to show that when people are in things like serious operations, that they kind of astrally project out of their body. And apparently, in a lot of operating theatres up high, they have pictures on top of machines and things. And people, just because actually doctors are much more superstitious creatures than we give them credit for, because all these strange things happen in hospitals. They, I know that there have been people and doctors who have put stuff up high that only somebody who came out of their body and was floating around up in the air would be able to see. And the people have come back after the operation and gone, well, I was floating up there, and then I saw these like X's and crosses and zeros that, and it was on top of that machine up there. And then the doctor's like, whoa, I can't believe that you actually saw that. And I don't, it's just so
And
mysterious.
yeah, and even hear their conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But I do, and I think I do believe in that, but I also know that I'd really like to believe in that as well.
Mm.
That we can, and I find myself doing it. My neighbour across the road, sadly, it was about 4 years ago now. He passed away unexpectedly. He was quite old. He was in his late 80s. And I sort of said a little word and said, if you can hear me, then I hope you can go to the light and stuff. And I think I have no idea whether what I'm saying has any bearing on anything or nothing. But I'd think, if I was somebody who ended up finding myself wandering around in my hallway for ages, going, "Where am I? Why am I not alive anymore? Why can't I get out of my hallway?" And someone said, "There's a light," and then suddenly there was a light, and I could go through it. And I'd be really grateful. So I always like to say stuff just on the off chance that it might be possible. What do you think about? The idea that some people believe that they can, just through sheer will and thought, help someone to pass over to the other side. What do you think, Chris?
Not something I would dabble with. It's not something you want to mess around with unless you know what you're talking about. I would like to think someone, maybe religious, would do it, maybe, but not something I'd want to do.
Why would it scare you to do it? What would you think might happen?
I do not want to know what I'm talking about. I might send them the wrong way.
What do you think, Rachel?
It's all psychically done, I think. As a medium, that's how you communicate with spirits. So yeah, you just psychically imagine a light and you ask them to imagine it with you and send them on their journey. And it's all about the feeling, the emotions, the communication, and visualization for them to share with you. And hopefully their families from the other side will come through and help and say, come with us, if there is anywhere to go, I mean. That's my theory. It's a lovely theory, isn't it? You
It
know,
is.
yeah, I wouldn't like to think that we're stuck here. I wouldn't like to be stuck. I'd like to have somebody to come pick me up, send me off, and I'll come and visit.
Yeah, that sounds good. Well,
Yeah.
have you got any thoughts on that, Tom?
It's not something that I don't know. I don't know if we can. I wouldn't think we can, just because I don't know, I can't do it, and no one else has come forward to say they definitely can do it, and you can't really get sort of any reviews from people who have passed on to the other side, I guess, really, haven't you? So it's one of
Well,
them. It'd be nice. I used to like watching sort of the Ghost Whisperer, which was all about that, wasn't it? She used to help these spirits pass over to the other side, but yeah,
yeah. Jackie, is it Jackie Dixon? She did the Rescue Medium show. She
Oh,
did a
I
lot.
hadn't seen that.
Yeah, you should watch it. She's really good, to be fair. I think her name's Jackie Dixon. We met her at the Paracon, didn't we, Tom? When we did the Aura
oh,
light.
oh
She was
yeah,
It was her that was in charge of that, wasn't it? Or no, she wasn't actually. She was next door to it. But
right.
yeah, she's a medium and she does rescuing
Hmm.
with spirits and stuff. So yeah, you should watch it. It's called Rescue Mediums. So yeah,
Okay, yeah,
Jackie
I'll have to have a
Dixon.
look.
Yeah.
Because I sort of think because and I may be um saying something that isn't true here, so I'm sure that there will be people who can message in and tell me that I'm talking rubbish. But I'm sure that it has been proven that thought has substance in the physical world. Like the idea that if many thousands or millions of people think about something, I guess, I don't know, maybe like God, or if you think of the idea of a tulpa that is meant to be created out of thought, things that don't exist, stuff like the idea of Slenderman, the idea of rakes that are just things that have been invented, but then because people believe in them, they have substance and come into reality. Then if you think that that's possible, that thought could have physical reality, then surely maybe you could think someone from one place to another. I don't know. I think that regular people really underestimate themselves and what they're capable of. And I think we're all a bit sort of scared in case we do something wrong. But I feel that if you do something with a good intention, then even if it doesn't work, hopefully it won't cause any harm. That's the idea.
Well, that's the theology behind American Gods. Have you ever seen American Gods, the TV show
Yeah,
or the
yeah,
book? That all talks about gods exist because enough people believe in them and worship them, and if enough people, like you say, believe it and think it, then it becomes true. And even if you don't believe those books, when you think about it, we all talk about, well, Christmas Santa, and in a way that kind of makes it a thing, doesn't it? So
yeah,
it's not quite as heavy as it being a real physical person, but I get the idea on it.
yeah, yeah. Um, hey, it is really fascinating. Um, So I'm going to move on to a slightly different subject now, and so I'm going to throw this at all three of you, and I'll leave it up to you what you say and how let's say how forthright you're going to be with your opinions, or whether you're just going to be playing safe. So let's go for it. So. Obviously, the place that we all have in common is my haunted hotel, that we've been to, and we know the people there. And there have been a lot of changes there recently. Have you got any ideas or thoughts on the changes that have happened? Because they're going back to how it kind of used to be. Tom, have you got any thoughts about it?
I quite like it, to be honest. Just that building is interesting in itself, isn't it? I guess I sort of stopped following along the more venues started getting added. Um, I just like to sort of keep track with the story of one building, but then it got a bit too much. I guess that's my opinion. So I kind of like that we're falling back just to the King's Head, just as a one sort of building. I guess it's
Just
interesting.
keeping it simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I'm all for the going back to basics. I loved all the decor, don't get me wrong, but I like that they've got rid of like the Slender Man, like the shadow figure on the wall in room two. Kind of took away from you had a genuinely haunted building there, it had history to it. It doesn't need gimmicks. So I like that they've gone back to the basics, just made the rooms as they are now. And I really missed the weekly YouTube episodes, and they've gone back to that, all fortnightly episodes. They've gone back to that now, haven't they? And,
Yeah,
every Sunday I'm there, I'm watching it. So yeah, it's good. It's good. I like it. I'm
yeah.
actually booked to go back in April 23rd.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, Rach and Tom might be coming too.
Oh, brilliant. Let me know and I might see if I can come as well because I haven't been for ages. So I'd really like to go back as well. What do you think, Rachel?
Um, to be honest, I haven't watched much of it recently. I've kind of gone off paranormal TV at the moment. I think because I do too much of it, it's just too repetitive for me. So I haven't really caught up on too much of paranormal TV. But I follow them on Facebook. Yeah, I do like the fact that they've gone back to basics. Like Chris said, they don't need all the spooky drawings on the wall and things. I know at the beginning, you have to make it attractive to audiences and things. But yeah, I think they made the right call, and obviously things didn't work out, and they had different opinions. So, but yeah, you know, it is what it is, isn't it? It's business, and yeah, they're doing really good. So yeah, I'm up
Yeah.
all for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be very excited to go back again actually. Because I think maybe I wonder, a bit like haunted museums and things, I wonder if sometimes you can get too many haunted objects in one place and they all almost stifle each other.
Mm.
And I wouldn't be surprised that if now they've taken a lot of the objects away, that a lot of the original activity comes back again, actually.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
each other, all fighting for the energy, and yeah, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it goes. In fact, they've been catching voices already. There's only 2 episodes in, and this week they call the voice the room too. It's clear as day, but it's brilliant. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
wow. I'll have to catch up. I'm on half term now, so I've actually got some time to be able to do things like that. I don't know about you, but you end up having these big lists of there's like r real life and paranormal life, and
Yeah.
and the lists just get longer and longer, and you're like, oh, I haven't got time to do all that. Right, okay. I'm going to ask you a couple more random questions that I've had. Has anybody out of the three of you heard of or tried the Rando Nautica app?
I was thinking about that a minute ago, to be honest, when you're on about the thinking about something so much that it sort of manifests. I've tried it a couple of times, um, but I think it took us to somewhere where we couldn't really get to, and I don't think we were a bit pushed for time, but it does seem quite interesting. I like watching the either TikToks or
Yeah,
YouTube videos about sort of some of the results people have had. But
yeah,
yeah, it did pop into my head when you were talking about that sort of thought.
yeah. It was really, do you know, I've done it twice. When I say done it, I've kind of typed stuff in, but I haven't actually gone there. But the interesting thing was that it did actually seek out two really creepy places that I already know about in my local area. And it does make you think, how do they know that
Mm,
that abandoned bungalow is a really creepy place and that this place in the middle of the woods is a really creepy place? And obviously it's worldwide. I think it's really fascinating. And some people seem to have got themselves into quite scary situations, which
yeah.
kind of adds to the intrigue. Have you had anything to do with it, Rachel?
You'll have to explain to me what it is. I've not heard of it.
So it's an app, um, and it sent you basically you kind of type in the sort of place that you're looking for, like do you want an abandoned place, a spooky place, do you want to go near water or near a castle or whatever? And it will search. Well, this is the kind of premise is that it searches for paranormal, unusual, spooky places and then sends you the coordinates to this place. And you say how far you're willing to travel. So, like, I only did it within 5 miles of my house, and it will tell you to go to this particular coordinate. And people have filmed themselves going there on YouTube and TikTok and stuff. And really spooky things have happened. Like, they've found really weird things. Like, some people have found like piles of bones, and people have found, weird things next to water, like almost like burial grounds. And I mean, obviously, that it might be 1 in 100 is spooky, and they're the people who put it on the internet. But it does seem a bit weird and spooky. They reckon that they've put some sort of magical, I don't know, magical sort of spell on the app to make it send you to really weird places.
Well, I think we should give it a go. Let's see what we get.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
could do, couldn't we? It sounds familiar. I mean, I've been on an app that you can type in where you want to go, and you put in abandoned buildings, and it'll show you coordinations of where to go. But that's just a map thing. But
yeah.
I don't. It
So
does sound,
I don't know if you can see it
because
now.
does it come up with pictures? And
It can
yeah,
do. I mean,
it looks
I don't.
familiar. Because is it like years old, or is it quite new?
I think it is a few years old, actually. Yeah,
I'm I might have come across it then, because I'm sure that it comes up with pictures of different things, and people were talking about it, saying that it takes you to strange places that
yeah,
you never know that it's there. Is that what it
yeah,
is? Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think I
yeah,
have
yeah.
come across it. Yeah. I think I tried it once, nothing happened. But no, yeah, it'd be quite interesting. We'll have to try it.
Well, we're off
See where
Yeah.
it takes us, guys.
progress.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Let's put
Yeah.
a decision
Yeah,
in the app and see what happens.
yeah, we could do
I
stuff
You like
there.
the Blair Witch style or something?
was going to
Yeah,
say, well, do tell somebody where you're going because it seems quite
Yeah.
spooky to me.
I'll give you a
It
call,
does.
Michaela. If you don't hear from us in an hour, call the police.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have come across it on Facebook, on a group, on a like a Facebook group, and people were talking about it. Yeah, interesting,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah. Ooh. Um, what I'm going to do now, because we have been, I can't believe the time's flown by so fast. And I thought I didn't have enough questions, but I've got enough for another hour there. But I'm not going to drag you through that. We'll do that next time we speak. But what I am going to do is, because I thought it would be fun at the end of the program, we're going to do a fun paranormal quiz. Now, I realise that this is quite specific, and if you don't have an interest in this, you're just going to have to guess. So it's about cryptids. Is
Great.
anyone interested in cryptids at all?
a little
Yeah,
bit.
Yeah,
Yeah. Is it
Rachel?
about mythical creatures and stuff? Is it? Yeah.
Well, they're supposed to be real.
hidden.
Well, I've never seen one.
According
Yes.
now, I'm afraid they are mostly in America. Because actually, we don't seem to have that many cryptid stories in the UK. We have more kind of, I don't know really, folk tales and things like that. Whereas supposedly thousands of people supposedly have seen each of these creatures. Um, and it might be quite fun. If you don't know the name of it, just make one up and that'll make it even more funny. So what I'll do is I'll give you a definition and I want you to try and write down what you think it is. And then when we go through the answers, I'll just give a brief outline of what it is for the purposes of the audience. And hopefully they'll find it interesting.
Okay.
Right, so there are 13 questions altogether, of course. So the first one is a creature with bat wings, a thin neck, A horse's head with goat's horns and cloven hooves. Reports put it anywhere from 3 to 6 feet tall. It preys on small animals and livestock in the woods of the eastern United States.
Ooh.
So I think, yeah, a horse type head. I actually watched a program about this creature last night. So it's got big bat type wings, huge bat type wings, and a kind of horse's head. To
No
give you a
idea.
clue, it might be around the state of, say, New York or Jersey.
Yeah, I got it. I put two answers and I've just crossed the other one out.
Well, it's only for fun, so we can slightly cheat. Okay, number two, a large hairy ape-like humanoid that kidnaps humans throughout the Northwest United States as well as Canada. Mm.
Say that again.
Okay, a large hairy ape-like humanoid that kidnaps
Uh,
humans throughout Northwest United States as well as Canada. So
there's different ones.
a big hairy ape type creature. Yeah, this is more the northwest of America. This is the bigger one.
Okay.
Okay? Right, okay. Now, this one, I found this one quite hard actually. Number three, a slimy grey snake-like creature that haunts a lake in the northeast United States and Canada. So the lake is key. So it's a monster, a little bit like the Loch Ness monster, snake-like, and it's a particular lake in the northwest of America. Lake. Da, 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 da.
You know what? I went on Google earlier on to have a look at these things, and I completely don't know. I should have
Okay.
written them all down.
You should have cheated. You're too honest. Right, okay, let's have a look. Number four looks like a cross between a kind of a satyr, a bit like from the Lion Witch of the Wardrobe, and Satan. So it's a cross between Satan and a kind of goatee type man. This creature haunts lovers' lanes and secluded highways in Maryland. So a kind of a satanic type creature with cloven hooves and horns and a beard, which haunts secluded highways in Maryland. I don't think I would have got that one off the top of my head.
Oh, yes, I think I heard of it.
Okay, right. Number five, a dark figure with large wings and glowing eyes. Encounters with this creature in West Virginia are portents to disaster. So it signifies impending disaster. It has been described as having red eyes. And I'm also going to give a clue that it tends to hang around bridges.
I think I might have got it right.
Okay. Now, number six is another ape-like creature, but the opposite end of the United States. So, an ape-like creature that lurks in the wilderness of Florida. It's been known to kill cats, even throwing a kitten at one witness. I didn't read that bit before. Okay. So another ape-like creature that lives in the swamps of Florida. Apparently not as big as the other one. Okay, right. Number seven. A wolf-like creature with clawed hands, yellow eyes that walks the roads, hint, hint, around southeastern Wisconsin. So it's a wolf-type creature with claws and yellow eyes that walks a particular road around southeastern Wisconsin. It just it depends how many wasted hours you've had watching YouTube, like I have. Okay, number 8. This is the hardest one in my opinion. Number 8, a tan-colored creature with a bulging head and large reflective eyes. It's 3 foot tall, spindly, humanoid, and haunts the woods around the Charles River in Massachusetts. Yeah, I'm actually going to try and show you the picture of it. I don't know if you can see it there. That.
Was there a famous YouTube series about this?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the last weird one is number 9. I think you might get the other ones. So this is a 4 foot high creature with thick leathery skin, dark bulging eyes, and webbed hands and feet. Swimmers in the Ohio River report being attacked from below by these creatures. I am going to show you a picture because I think it's quite hard. This one. So they've got webbed feet, large bulging eyes.
Like a frog.
And
Is
swimmers
this
in the
number 9? Sorry.
That's number 9, yeah.
Okay.
Swimmers in the Ohio River report being attacked from below by these creatures. I shall not be swimming in the Ohio River.
No.
Okay, number 10. This 10-foot tall creature has a dark green body surrounded by a robe with a pointed hood. It haunts the woods of West Virginia. Witnesses have noted a noxious odor causing skin and eye irritation. 10-foot tall creature with a dark green body and a robe with a pointed hood. Sounds like some bizarre satanic cult to me. Okay, right. Number 11. A sea serpent with a dark undulating body that gives the appearance of humps in the water. Its head looks similar to a horse. It eats fish and the occasional horse around Lake Okanagan in British Columbia. And its name is kind of slightly named after the lake. Okay, so Lake Okanagan in British Columbia. It's like another
Oh,
kind of lake serpent with a horse's head.
there's Okinawa, but yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay, number 12, a giant condor-like bird with a wingspan of up to 35 feet. It carries off livestock, pets, and children in southwestern United States.
Really.
So, a giant condor-like bird with a wingspan of up to 35 feet. There used to be a drink that I used to drink in parks named after this. Where if any of you were one of those sorts of people who used to hang around in the park when you were 14 and buy bottles of cider and sweet sherry and stuff
You
like
might
that,
like them. You might like them.
then no, this creature has the same name as the stuff I used to drink in the park as a teenager. And it was wine, a type of wine. Oh dear. And number 13, a grey dog type creature with large red eyes. It slaughters livestock and drinks their blood in Puerto Rico and Mexico.
Oh, I've heard of this one, but I don't know what it's called.
Might be the only one I get right.
Yeah. So a
I
grey
got none of them right, I don't think.
A
Well,
grey dog type creature.
the one I'm thinking of, I'll put for another answer. So I might have the
Oh,
same
I've got
response.
this for two
Please, that's
answers.
after.
well, you might get one of them right. Just hedge your
Yeah.
bets. Right, okay. So hopefully people at home are playing this as well. I'm going to read out the answers now and we'll see how we get on. Okay, so answer number one, the Jersey Devil.
Ooh.
Um, in the mid 1700s, the monster was born to a woman with the surname of Leeds. It's also called the Leeds Devil. The monster leapt from her womb and ate her other children and flew up the chimney. It continues to haunt an area of woods called the Pine Barrens in New Jersey. Apparently, it likes to swoop into family homes via the chimney and make off with screaming children. Over 2,000 people claim to have seen this creature over the years.
I remember it.
Ooh.
Do you remember the X-Files?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, imagine that would be terrifying, wouldn't it, to see that? So, answer number two, Bigfoot
Oh,
Yay!
or
We got it right.
Sasquatch, if you want to call it Sasquatch.
Sasquatch. Yeah, yeah. Good.
Yeah. This cryptid was skyrocketed to superstar status in 1958 when a construction worker named Jerry Crew showed a plaster cast of a footprint he found at Bluff Creek Valley to a newspaper who dubbed the creature Bigfoot. Answer number three is a creature called Champ. Is the equivalent of the American Loch Ness Monster. Inhabits Lake Champlain, which is why it's called Champ. It's the largest lake next to the Great Lakes, which is 100 miles long. He's been sighted even before Europeans arrived. Native Americans called him Chusaroo, and there was a reward offered of $50,000 for the beast's body by someone called P.T. Barnum. Sandra Mancy took the most credible photo of Champ in 1977. And I do know there is a lady at the moment who's on a kind of a crusade to try and get photos of Champ as well. So we'll see what happens there. So answer number four, Goat Man. The legend goes that a science experimenting with goats somehow mutated into a goat-human hybrid. He was driven mad and now takes his vengeance on the youth surrounding Prince George's County in Maryland. That's the Goat Man. Number five, Mothman.
Ooh.
You get Mothman?
Got what, man?
In the beginning, in 1966, the town of Point Pleasant, West Virginia, there were two couples who were followed by this flying creature. They drove to the edge of town, getting up to 100 miles an hour in their car, yet the creature had no trouble keeping up. The creature, then called the Bird, made numerous appearances after that, rising up from behind parked cars or chasing cars. The appearances continued for a year until December 15th, 1967, when the Silver Bridge collapsed, plunging 30 cars into the Ohio River. After the bridge disaster, it says here the Mothman was never seen again, but apparently the Mothman pops up just before any sort of disaster. Apparently he's like a portent of doom. Number six, the skunk ape, or the Florida skunk ape, which is nearly as large as Bigfoot, orange, and it has glowing orange eyes and a repugnant scent that dogs refuse to track. Number seven, the Beast of Bray Road. So it's this one particular road where this kind of werewolf creature is meant to be seen. During the 80s and 90s, there were a rash of werewolf sightings around the towns of Elkhorn and Delavan, and Bray Road's in the middle of them. Motorists often saw an oddly hunched creature along Bray Road. She saw the dark shape, got into the car and sped away, but the creature leapt on the back of the car, clawing the trunk. some people have connected this werewolf to the Native American legend of the Shunkawarrakin, meaning carried off by dogs.
Mm.
Yeah. Number 8. 8 is called the Dover Demon. In 1977, several teenagers claimed to have seen this creature in the woods around Dover. Although it bears resemblance to a little grey man, there were no UFO sightings during the time. And number 9 is the Loveland Frogmen. These are getting more and
I
more
got Frog
bizarre.
Man.
There you go. You can have that one. You can have that.
Have that one.
Described as frog-like trolls, they inhabit the banks of the Ohio River near the town of Loveland. They've been seen lying along the shoulder of roads, easily mistaken for roadkill. Upon discovery, the creature will stand up on 2 legs and flee back to the water. Yeah. Number 10, the Flatwoods Monster. On September 12, 1952, a UFO was reported to have crashed on a small town in Braxton County, West Virginia. The people who saw it happen said they ran into a tall green figure with a pointed hood. Its clawed hands emitted a strange sulphurous smell. Authorities later found strange oily skid marks in the area. Ooh, sounds dodgy. I think I'd have skid marks if I saw that as well. Number 11, Ogo Pogo. I love the name of that.
Weird. I've gone for Okanawaga.
Oh, you can have that. It's fine. Ogo Pogo. Sightings date back to 1860, which is 60 years before the Loch Ness Monster was first sighted, apparently. The name is not Native American, as it would seem. Native Americans call the creature Nahatik, meaning snake in the lake. A British entertainer, W.H. Brimblecombe, great name, was fascinated by stories of the creature. Recently, in 2000, John McDougall attempted to swim the entire length to raise money for cancer research. As he swam past Rattlesnake Island, he spotted 2 creatures, 20 to 30 feet long, swimming beneath him for several minutes. Ooh, I don't think I'd fancy that.
I'd be out of there.
Yeah, I know. Right, number 12. I'm interested to know whether anyone got this from my really silly clue about drinking in parks when I was a teenager.
Well, I don't Thunderbird, but I've never heard of a Thunderbird drink. So,
really? Yeah, Thunderbird. Yeah, yeah. We used to drink this. It was a bit. I suppose it's a bit like sherry fortified wine called Thunderbird. And it used to cost about £3. And if you could persuade somebody to buy it for you, then you could kind of pass it round about 10 of you. I didn't do this very often, by the way.
Just once a week.
Yeah. I was a good girl, mate. So it says almost every Native American tribe has a story about an enormous bird that can beat its wings like thunder. Lightning shoots from its eyes and its shadow blocks the sun. Storms follow in its wake. In 1977, a 10-year-old boy from Illinois spotted a pair of thunderbirds in the sky. One swooped down and tried to abduct him. The mother's screams scared the bird away. Cryptozoologists think this version of the bird, with a reported 10-foot wingspan, might be a relative of the Andean condor. I know there have supposedly been sightings of pterodactyl-type creatures as well. Which sort of leads to the theory of kind of, I don't know, time warps or things like that happening. Which the thing is, once you start looking into all these things, it just boggles your mind. And I don't know about you, but I start thinking, my mind can't take any more now. If it's all true, then, oh gosh. Answer 13. Anyone got an answer for 13?
I put El Chupacabra.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done.
I also put that for number 10.
I put it for number one initially.
Yes, El Chupacabra. Second only to Bigfoot in popularity. In the early 1990s, an epidemic of slaughtered livestock, mostly goats, affected Puerto Rico. The animals had small puncture wounds on their necks and were completely drained of blood. The legend spread and seemed to encompass other cryptids, thus creating competing descriptions for the creatures. Some people there say they're small and hairy or tall and scaly, and some say they have two legs, but most sort of describe it like a dog with no hair with fangs and red eyes. It's legend in the 1970s, Puerto Rico had stories of a vampire, and they think that maybe a lot of these legends got kind of mixed up together to create one creature. And it's kind of morphed from a vampire-like humanoid into a kind of a dog with vampire teeth that sucks blood. Anyway, sounds like for many reasons the United States is a very scary place to live these days. Terrifying. Right, just before we finish, I'm just going to go through and ask each one of you a very short question, which I'm always fascinated by. And the question is, if you could investigate anywhere, where would it be? And can you give me one example in the UK and one example anywhere else in the world that you've heard of? So, I'm going to start with Chris.
Oh, on the spot.
I know. Is there anywhere you've heard of that you thought, oh, I'd really like to go there?
Let's think. I mean, I would love to. I've visited Edinburgh before and done the ghost tour where you go under the city.
Oh,
I
yeah, I
have
love that.
with me. I would love to do a proper investigation under the city because there are streets under there because the city's
Yeah.
built from an old city, isn't it? So I would love to do a proper investigation there. Maybe that theatre where Abraham Lincoln was shot. That'd be
Oh,
interesting to
yeah.
investigate, or the White House, because apparently there have been ghosts seen there, haven't there, in the White House?
Yeah. Oh, that would be amazing to be allowed to go in there actually and do an investigation. What about you, Tom?
For the UK, I've got two, I guess. There's the Ancient Ram Inn, or there's the Skirrid Mountain Inn.
Oh, yeah.
And then I think it'd be in the USA. I think I might have mentioned it last time. The Waverly Hills Sanatorium. That'd be
Yeah.
a good one.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. I'd love to go to any of those sanatoriums actually.
Mm,
I think they would actually scare me.
yeah.
I'd love to go. How about you, Rachel?
I mean, I'd like to go somewhere different than the UK, like America. Like you said, there's lots of mysteries over there. I'm trying to think now. Lizzie Borden house. Is it the Axe Murder house? I'd like to
Oh, yeah.
see. I'm a Ghost Adventures fan. I know people don't like Zach Bagans, but I think he's fit. I'd like to go to his museum. I'd like to meet him and see what's going on there, see what the fuss is about there. I'd like to go to the desert to see the skinwalkers. Go to places where there's history with Indians and cowboys and things like that. That's what I'd like to go to see. And like Tom said as well, asylums. They got really good prisons there as well, haven't they? So I'd like to explore them. Just trying to think of the UK now. We've been to so many in the UK, isn't it? That everyone's just kind of been to. We need some new venues. We need some new places to explore in the UK, I feel.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah. I mean, I've got some favourites, like, I've got Penellan in Wales. So that's my favourite. I think that's the most haunted place I've been to in Wales, to be fair. And it's just a house that someone's living in. Do you know what I mean? And it's really, really, it's the most active place I've ever been to anyway. But yeah, I'd like to go to the Ancient Ram Inn, like Tom said as well. I've heard the Skir is really good. Yeah, there's just lots of places really, isn't there, that we haven't
Yeah.
explored. So, I'd like to explore new places, I think. You know,
Yeah,
we need to find new places.
I would too. I'd like to go to the
Yeah.
Jamaica Inn as well, I
Yes,
think.
that's another one I was thinking of. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, I've heard that's a good place to go to.
I'd love to do, if they would let us, I'd love to do the Tower of London.
Mm.
That'll be interesting. Oh, the catacombs in Paris. Oh, I'd love to
Oh,
do that.
yes. Yeah.
Oh,
That
let's
looks
go.
really scary. Yeah. And I'd really like to go to the, oh, sounds, I can't remember the name of the forest, the Japanese suicide forest.
Aokigahara.
Oh my God, we'd be lost. They,
Oh, but
they
I,
say not to go there because you get lost, is it? Is that the right forest or is that a different forest?
I'm
But
sure that that applies to that as well. But
yeah, yeah, I think it is. Yeah. But
it's
no,
meant to
I
be
would like to
terrifying.
go there. I
And
mean, you
apparent,
know, sorry, I mean, I'm
oh,
into like gore and horror and things, but I think it would freak me out if I saw an actual suicidal, you know,
yeah.
decomposed body. It would be very, very upsetting, very sad. Not a
It
place to
would,
go.
yeah. I wouldn't want to see that, but I just want, apparently there are quite a lot of ghosts there, apparently.
Yeah.
And
Right.
also apparently in Japan, I've seen quite a few investigations. They've got a lot of, they seem to have a lot of abandoned fun fairs and theme parks. And apparently a lot of them are really quite terrifying. And there's a lot
Mm.
of, swings swinging by themselves and apparitions and noises. Sometimes I think I don't know if it's just me and the places I've been, but I haven't really been anywhere where I've found it particularly scary.
Mm, mm.
So it would be quite an interesting experiment to go somewhere that was really scary and see, you know, how would I
Yeah.
cope with the fear sort of thing.
You went to Delamere Forest, didn't you, not
Yeah.
long ago? So what do you think about that place? The
Well, it
for
was a very quiet night. Yeah, that was not this weekend, just gone the weekend before. Um,
Mm,
and it was a quiet night, and it just felt really nice. The only thing was we did hear some bizarre shouting, but I think the thing with a forest like that is because it is surrounded by villagers and things, you don't know how the sound can travel.
mm,
So it kind of sounded like a police siren. You know when the police sort of are just driving along and their sirens just going quite slowly. It's going woo 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 like that. It was like
mm.
that, and then the sound of people shouting. So although it was really bizarre because we were in the middle of the forest, I don't know whether the sound might have come from somewhere
Yeah.
else. So I was really quiet. And sometimes we also went to Ash's basement. So Ash and Greg from Pursuit of the Paranormal, Ash, his basement is they've done quite a few investigations there and got quite a lot of stuff. Anyway, when I went, dead as a doornail, and I seem to have this effect on places that when I go, everything stops. It's like, oh, she's here. We're not doing anything tonight. And it's like, and it was like that when I kept going to the My Haunted Hotel. The first time I was there, all sorts happened. And after that, whenever I went, nothing would happen. And I used to think, is it me? Am I some sort of psychic stifler or something?
I'm
Nothing, don't
withdrawing
bring
my
Michaela.
invitation now. I've withdrawn my invitation for you to come on my birthday now.
Well, we could do an experiment where I wait outside for an hour and then when I'll come in and see whether everything stops.
Funny. Uh,
Oh dear, if you have a problem with a haunted house, just invite Michaela.
Better to move in.
Yeah, they'll soon bugger off.
Funny.
Oh, well, it's been so nice talking to you all again. Thank you so much for spending the time and entering into the spirit, of things. It's been
Thank
great.
you for inviting us.
Thank you.
That's all right.
Okay.
So, tell us if have you got anything planned, anything up and coming, anything we should know about, any new websites or anything like that?
Mill Street Barracks. Me and Rach are going to Mill Street Barracks, aren't we? Hopefully Tom can come as well.
I'm going to try join you.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's one of Rach's events, so others can book on too, can't they, Rach?
Yeah. So we can do some filming there and see what we capture, and we'll have a new episode out. We did have, well, we had another episode, didn't we, from the Haunted Hotel that we didn't release. I'm not going to get into that, but we've now released it, and we've had some good reviews. To be fair, we've had a couple of compliments, haven't we? Captures. So yeah, so hopefully we can all get together and get some filming done and get some content and maybe do a bit more together, because we have kind of missed each other quite a lot. We do keep in touch. We had, we have a little chat now and again, but it's just life gets in the way. But hopefully me and the boys will get the whip out to the ghosties.
The spiritual whip.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're looking forward to getting together again, I think.
It's overdue, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Right. Well, take care, everybody. And I hope to bump into you somewhere. I don't know if I am at the Festival of the Unexplained as re-emerged as a phoenix from the flames, but I don't know if I'm going yet. It just depends whether if you can only buy weekend tickets, I might not quite be able to make that. But if they do day tickets, I'd definitely like to come along. Otherwise, hopefully we can meet up and maybe I can get my little car and come over to Wales and you can
Definitely.
show me
Yeah.
some of these amazing places.
Definitely. You should come with us, do some filming.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
All right, well, everybody. Oh yeah, definitely. Sounds good to me. And if I start dampening the spiritual air, I'll go and wait outside. I'll be known as the spirit repellent or something. Oh,
You stay in
dear.
the car. Funny.
Oh dear. Okay, well, take care, everybody, and I'll let you know when the episode's out and speak to you soon.
See you later.
Thanks. Speak to you soon. Ta-da.
See you later.
Bye.